Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Good evening. Hope everyone is doing well tonight. Good evening, Sister Davidson. Good evening. If you do me a favor, if you would swipe and hey there, man of God, John Wiley, what's going on, sir? If you would invite your followers, I think I have something good to say tonight. You know, it's that time for our Monday's motivational message. Hey there, evangelist. Hope everyone is doing well. Thank you, Minister Latoya. All right. So if you be so kind as to, if you are team Apple, swipe to the side. If you're team Droid, swipe up, and we'll get our followers on here. Really have something to say. I'm always excited about Monday evening at 9:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hope everyone had a good day. Let's do our roll call right quickly. Can you let me know where you are joining the scope, from what city, what state you are joining from? And somebody has the revelation to already start sowing those hearts. Thank you. But what city, what state are you joining in from? We always like to know where people. Indianapolis is on the scope tonight. Indianapolis, South Bend, Indiana. Indiana is representing tonight. Detroit, Michigan, home is representing tonight. Bloomfield, Michigan. For everyone who is joining, thank you for joining. If you let us know where you are joining us from, we always like to know where you all are joining us from, if you don't mind. We have Indianapolis on the scope tonight, and Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, and Detroit, Michigan. Who else is joining us? And then we'll be ready to get rolling in just a moment. I think, really, our average, Roseville, Michigan, is joining us tonight. Chi-Town is on tonight. Pontiac, Michigan, Miami, Florida is on tonight. If you'd be so kind as to invite your followers. And hey, if you are first time joining us, will you let me know that as well? If this is the first time that you're joining us, if you'd let me know this as well, because everybody, we just want to welcome you if this is your first time joining us. All right, so let's do this. Let's dive in. I'm waiting for a few more people. All right, my right hand is on. My right hand, my chief of staff is on, so we can almost get rolling. Because I know whatever I miss, she will catch. Hey there, Divine. Good evening. This is going to be good. While we're waiting for a few more people to come on, and I'm really looking for a certain number tonight. And I think if you all invite a few more people, we've been at this now for enough weeks that we should be able to hit this number very easily. So we'll just give a few more people a moment to get on. But if you just share with us where you are joining us from, city, state, where you're joining us from, if you haven't, and invite followers. I hope that you all had a marvelous Monday, and I don't want to waste your time. I want to get right to it. So I want to start, and I want to just share some things with you out of my journal just for a moment to set this up, and then we'll be able to dive right in. Many people think of losing weight as in shedding inches and pounds, but you can lose weight in your life by shedding unnecessary people, places, things, thoughts, and practices. Let me say that again, that you can shed unnecessary weight in your life by shedding unnecessary people, places, things, thoughts, and practices. Or if I could say it simply in one statement, and I love this statement, I say it often, that in order to maximize your life, you must minimize your load. In order to maximize your life, you must minimize your load. So hopefully I can get a scribe tonight, because I want to share with you about 5 easy steps to lose weight. 5 easy steps to lose weight. So hopefully we can get a scribe tonight, and hopefully you all keep those hearts going, and hopefully we get comments tonight. Let's just make it a marvelous Monday on this evening. So the first easy step, or the first easy way to lose weight is to start. Number 1, start with the end in mind. Start with the end in mind. And what do I mean by that? I mean that you have to set some goals in your life. And if I could say it this way, if you're going to start with the end in mind, you have to operate or practice goal setting, but you also have to practice goal getting. See, I don't think that people have a problem with setting goals. I think that people have a problem with getting them. And if you're going to set goals, you have to make up in your mind that you're going to get that which you set. So it is so imperative that if you're going to start with the end in mind, the first easy way or the first easy step to lose weight is goal getting and goal setting and goal getting. All right. Number 2 is manage your diet. If you're going to lose weight, you have to manage your diet. And what do I mean by that? You have to manage your diet physically. You literally have to manage what you put into your body. You have to manage your body, your diet in that regards. You have to manage your diet spiritually. You have to be very careful with what you take into you spiritually, and because what you take in is what will come out. So you have to manage your diet. You have to manage your diet mentally. You have to manage your diet mentally, what goes into your mind, because whatever captures the mind captures the man. Whatever captures the mind captures the man. There was nothing that we do that did not start with a thought. So whatever captures the mind captures the man. So you have to manage our diet or manage your diet physically. You have to manage it spiritually. You have to manage it mentally. You have to manage it socially. Who we connect with. That is very important. I'm going to talk about connections in a moment, but who we associate with, because you have to understand that just as sure as you can be guilty by association, you can also be blessed by association. All right, let me say it again. Just as sure as you can be guilty by association, you can also be blessed by association. So you have to manage your diet physically, spiritually, mentally, socially, and financially. You have to manage your diet financially. And let me give a mini lesson off of this about managing your diet financially. This is what I mean by this. So let me give you a short mini lesson as it relates to money. One of the things I want you to understand about money, and this is, I could do a whole lesson on this, but I want to encapsulate this just for a moment and capture this moment, that money is a tool, not a toy. Money is a tool, not a toy. And we know what you're doing with your money, because if all you have to show for it are toys that come in style and go out of style, whether it's cars or clothes or cribs, but you're not building anything with that, you have to manage your diet financially, because money is a tool, not a toy. So there are about, let's say, 4 things you have to do with your money. This is a small mini lesson, but I guarantee you it will bless your life. You got to do several things with money if you're going to manage your diet, your financial diet. First thing you have to do is you have to sow. You have to sow. You got to get good ground. This is a biblical principle. You have to sow. Even if you don't read the Bible and you are on this scope, it is true that what you sow is what you will reap. So very simply put, if you don't like the harvest that you're reaping, you must change the seeds that you're sowing. Oh, that was good right there. Let me say that again. That if you don't like the harvest that you're reaping, you have to change the seeds that you're sowing. So you have to sow. The next thing is that you have to save. I was always taught when I was growing up to, and I mean this with all due respect, but to pay God and to pay yourself. And for those of us who tithe, a tithing is not a payment. It is a covenant connection. That's a Bible class lesson that I don't want to talk about. But money, once again, is something that's given for exchange for something. So you have to sow, you have to save, then you can spend. And I'm not listing them in any particular order besides you have to sow first. The other ones, I'm just listing them as they come. You have to sow, you save, you spend, and you invest. Those 4 things. You sow, you save, you spend, and you invest. Those are the 4 things that you could do very easily that will help you manage your financial diet. I took a little while on that one, but that's okay. So let me get back on track. So it is then 5 easy steps to lose weight. Step number 1, start with the end in mind, which has to do with goal setting and goal getting. Step number 2, or way number 2 to lose weight, manage your diet. Step number 3, to lose weight is to get proper exercise and rest. To get proper exercise and rest. My friends who really know me and family members who really know me know that I love to ride my bike. And I usually ride my bike a minimum of 10 miles every time I get on it. I'm not talking about a motorcycle. I'm talking about a literal bicycle, old school. And so I am out there riding this evening, as I try to do every time that my schedule allows and every time the weather is cooperative. And so I'm out there this evening after a long day at work, and I'm riding. And it is so imperative, though. Here is the thing. It is imperative that you get proper exercise, but that you also rest. And this is how it connects. So I'm riding my bike and my long legs are just going, and they're going and they're going. And I rarely take my foot off the pedal when I'm going for it. I'm going for it. And so my legs might be tightening up. They might loosen up. They might cramp up. All kinds of things. So what I do, because any good trainer will tell you this, is that you have to have a cool down period. So when I get done riding my bike, I walk around in my backyard just to make sure that I loosen up my muscles. And here is the thing, why this is so important about losing weight. And remember, this is not necessarily physically, but it's so that you can have soundness and wholeness in your body, in your mind, in your spirit, in your soul, in your finances, in your relationships, that you have to get the proper exercise, which means there are going to have to be some things, let me give you some R words, there are going to have to be some things that are rigorous to you. Because we know another way of saying that is no pain, no gain. So there are going to have to be some things that are rigorous to you. You're going to have to sweat. You're going to have to go get it. But then there are also going to have to be things that are relevant. We have to stop exercising and doing things that are not relevant. Because here is the thing. I do push-ups and sit-ups pretty much daily. But push-ups aren't going to help flatten my tummy. They'll help strengthen my arms. So you have to make sure the proper exercise is that you've got to target the area, just as sure as it's that way in physical exercise. You have to target the area in which you're trying to sculpt or harden. It is the same way in your life, that if right now you're trying to tighten your relationship circle, then you got to practice exercises that will help you tighten and strengthen your relationship circles and other. The metaphor will apply to every area of life. So you have to do things that are rigorous. You have to do things that are relevant. Also, I suggest that if you're going to get proper exercise for your mind, you've got to read. You got to read everything. I'm so serious about that. Read the Bible, read a magazine, read the TV guide, read the info paragraph that they put on satellite TV, digital cable, whatever you have. Read everything. Now, the educator inside of me tells you to read. As a matter of fact, let's practice right now, because I didn't wear this shirt accidentally. Read my shirt. I'm not arguing. I'm just explaining why I'm right. Now, the shirt is funny. Ha. That's the whole point. But I want you really to read everything. And as it was mentioned a moment ago, you have to be intentional. You have to be direct. You have to be deliberate with that. And so read and then take time to reflect. We have no shortage of information on this planet. Even the Bible said this before Google ever came out, that we're ever learning, but not coming to the knowledge of the truth. We are not short of getting information on this planet. Maybe if I say something right, it'll get me some more hearts. Our problem is not getting information. Our problem is application. Our problem is application. And so after you read, you really have to take some time. This is getting proper exercise. After you read, you've got to reflect and see, okay, what can I use now? What can I use later? And what can I use never? And so this is so important that you do this. And I know it sounds elementary, and I'm not trying to talk down to you, but sometimes we're so complex that we miss the simplicity of life. And mainly, whatever you do consistently, and I wholeheartedly agree, Sister Davison, I journal all the time. I am reading to you from my journal that I journaled tonight just for you all for this message, because I plan to go back and inspire myself when I'm having a moment and I have all this extra weight in my life that I put there. I got to go back and say, hey, hold on, that was my fault. So I'm going to use these same steps, and I do use these same steps in my life. So let me get on with it. Get proper exercise and rest. So you have to do things that are rigorous. You have to do things that are relevant. Read, reflect, and then finally rest. My prayer, just as a caveat before I go to 4 and 5, my prayer is that when you lay down at night, your brain will stop going. I don't want you to die. That's not what I'm saying. I am saying, though, that there are so many people, and I am one of those people, that a lot of times when I go to sleep, my brain, my mind is still racing. And I want you to be able to get proper rest, because when you get proper rest, naturally, physically, spiritually, financially, socially, emotionally, then you're able to give your best self to people. You're able to give your best self to people. All right. So 5 easy steps to lose weight. Number 1, start with the end in mind. Number 2, manage your diet. Number 3, get proper exercise and rest. Number 4, don't do it alone. Don't try this alone. Number 4, don't do it alone. You were not designed to live on your own. You were not designed to conquer on your own. You were not designed to win on your own. So don't do it alone. This is really a season for you to get concrete connections, covenant connections, and relevant relationships. And this is why these are so important. Even if you're talking about physically exercising, but it relates. You can always tell our honor students on the scope because they hopping ahead. Thank you. That is one of the words I'm going to say in just a second. But when you choose not to do it alone, you're able to display several things. 1, you're able to display your ability. And you're able to see somebody else's ability. You are also able to display accountability. I'm sorry, I didn't want to hop there yet. That's what we get, Francis, for looking at your work. So let me do it in the order that I want to do it. Francis is my friend, you all. But ability, availability. That's the one I wanted to go to. Availability. Don't do it alone. So we have ability. We have availability. We have reliability. So now you're dependent on somebody else. Somebody else is depending on you. So we have ability. We have availability. We have reliability. We have dependability. This is all of what you're able to display when you do not do it alone. And then you are able to display and you're able to demonstrate accountability. Accountability. It is so important. And I do this for myself as it relates to my career, as it relates to the call of God for my life. I believe that every leader needs a leader. I lead people, but I mentor people, but I also have a mentor. So I am somebody's mentee. I am somebody's follower. Although I'm a leader, I'm in another context, I'm somebody's follower, because there is, contrary to popular belief, there is a shortcut to success. I know we've been taught there isn't one. There is one. I think there are at least 2. One of them is the favor of God. The second one is a mentor. Your mentor knows what you don't know, has been where you haven't been yet, is where you are trying to go, and it is your job to pursue your mentor. It is not your mentor's job to pursue you. That is so important. I have to tell people that all the time because I have people who I mentor and they're like, well, you don't check on me. This is not arrogance. It really isn't. It's called relationship. You need what I have. So with that in mind, if I told you I'm your mentor, I've made myself available to you. I'm letting you tap into my ability, my availability. I'm showing that I'm reliable. I'm showing that I'm dependable. I'm showing that I'm accountable. You do the same because you don't have to do it alone. The fifth and final way tonight, the fifth and final easy step tonight to lose weight is to finish what you start. Hey, if number one was start with the end in mind, with goal setting and goal getting, it'll make sense that number 5 is finish what you start. In order to finish what you start, you have to really have discipline. If you're going to do anything physically, spiritually, emotionally, if you're going to do anything financially, socially, psychosomatically, whatever it is that you're pursuing, you're going to have discipline. Now, in another setting, I would explain, yes, the spirit of the finisher. Yes. You would understand that discipline and disciples are derivatives of one another. And this is simply for free for my believers in the Lord Jesus Christ on the scope tonight. The reason why people have a problem with being disciples, a disciple by definition means a taught one. Anytime you think you already know it all and nobody can tell you anything else and you can't even apply what you already know differently, that's because you simply don't have discipline. You don't even have enough discipline to open up your mind to say, maybe I can see this another way. So finish what you start. It requires discipline. It requires determination. It requires determination. And I also want to suggest, if you're going to finish what you start, that you have to set and meet deadlines. You have to set and meet deadlines. There has to be a sense of urgency. And I don't mean to scare you, but since we were together last week on the scope, 7 days of your life have passed you by. And I can only pray that you've made the most of them, those days. And from tonight to next Monday, when we join again, 7 more days of your life would have passed you by. And I can only hope that you make the most of the next 7. So how about you do this? If you take too much in at a time, it could be so overwhelming. So don't do that. Let's just take the next 7. Adopt the motto in your life, the next 7. The next 7 days. Just break it down to 7 days at a time. And work this plan. Work these steps for 7 days. Start with the end in mind. Manage your diet. Do proper exercise, get proper exercise and rest. Don't do it alone. And finish what you start. Try it for the next 7. Adopt. I'm even going to adopt that for myself. I wasn't thinking about that before tonight, but I'm going to adopt that for myself. The next 7. Break it down into palatable chunks. So that's all I have for you this evening. The 5 easy ways or 5 easy steps to lose weight. I hope that this was meaningful for you this evening. I thank you really for your time. It is my desire that we're able to get more people on the scope. I really enjoy coming to you all, but I really need to be able to reach more people in a single setting. So if you all will help me with this, I will continue this. And if the getting is just good for you, then we may have to go about this a different way. But I do want to thank you for joining us tonight for Monday's motivational message. I get enthused and excited about coming to you. I hope that this is relevant. I hope that it is informative. I hope that it's meaningful. I hope that it is worth your time, the investment of your time, because I definitely don't want to waste your time. I don't want you to spend your time. I definitely want it to be an investment of time, which means it will pay you back. Hey, if you are not connected with me through social media, I would that you would connect and that you would join me on Facebook and follow me, connect with me on Facebook, Nelson A. Henry. I'm also on YouTube. Thank you, right hand, since it's there. If you will subscribe to my YouTube page, Nelson A. Henry, with no spaces in between. If you put spaces, you're going to find somebody who is not me. There is somebody else named Nelson A. Henry. I don't know why that happened, but there is somebody else who's like that. Yes. Thank you for the information. We're on that tonight about saving it past 24 hours. I usually upload them to YouTube, though, like immediately so that people can have access to them, and we'll do that. If you're not following me on Twitter or Instagram, please do that. It's at Pastor Nah, Nah, at Pastor Nah. For all my members of Faith Nation, Faith Central Church, who are on the scope tonight, thank you so much. I missed you yesterday, but the Lord is already talking to me for an incredible word from the Lord that we're having this coming Sunday at Faith Central Church. And for my Periscope friends and family, Lord's willing, we'll be Periscoping. We'll be scoping Sunday's message as well. Hey, I want you to, I think you have to do a hashtag, Wanda27. It's hashtag whatever. You can start off your title of the scope with a hashtag or put the hashtag in there somewhere. I think it's starting off with it, and that should save it a little while for you. That's how you do that. So, hey, hope everyone has a wonderful Monday evening. God bless you. Thank you so much for your time. And if you'd be so kind, just to send me an inbox message on Facebook or another form of social media and let me know how this is impacting your life. Because I really, I don't have a lot of time, but this really helps. I pray that it's helping others. And I want to make sure I make the most use of my time while I am on the planet. Do me a favor, share the replay with others. Now that you've heard it for yourself and you know this is meaningful, share it for yourself. To Lady Wynette, if you will go to our website, www.faithcentralchurch.net, www.faithcentralchurch. Blessings to you, man of God. www.faithcentralchurch.net. There is a giving option there. So grateful for everyone who was on tonight. I'm not going to keep you any longer because I have some church work to do before I go to sleep tonight. But thank you so much for your time. And until next time, keep walking by faith and look good doing it. Divine, make sure you close that space in between Faith Central and church so they don't get it wrong. All right. Blessings to you. Good night.